I had these aches for about 6 months, and then it just stopped, and I didn't want them anymore. My body didn't want them anymore, and it felt very strange.
To have them?
No, not to have them. It felt very natural to have them. It felt very strange to have been through that process, because what I started to notice is that it's so easy to have a label to categorize us in some way. And I had, for so many years, had this label vegan. And this is why now I'm very resistant to the raw food label. And I'm even more resistant to the raw food movement. It drives me nuts. For me, it's about the life force in foods. And as much as I love the raw food recipes and things, I personally feel that my body is most probably far happier with some steamed kale and rice than it would be with a humped up mixed hodgepodge of combinations in a raw food recipe. Although technically it's raw, I don't feel it has the life force. So most of the time I am choosing live foods. I feel better on live foods. I have a very fiery energy, so I do well with live foods. I don't miss that sort of warming, unctuous quality that maybe a lot of more Vata constitutions tend to hanker after. So it feels good for me. If it didn't feel good for me, I wouldn't do it. And then, so I don't do anything because I've read the book and I want to fit the format. I do it because it feels good. Live foods feel good to me. And yeah, so that's why.
So what would you say are the key methods or practices for maximum wellness and health that you use in your work?
It's incredible how one body position can open somebody into a lifetime of bliss. So yes, breathing, postural awareness, food choices. I will always tend to focus on discussing around conscious communication, conscious interaction, and it's an ongoing process. I think it's an ongoing process, and that's hard sometimes to remember that when we're in our own stuff, because we don't sit meditating when the house is on fire. If we're in pain, if we're in a sudden amount of grief or terror, the philosophy tends to go out the window for all of us. Myself included. We panic, or we get frightened, or we get fearful. And there again, I think the love is what is there to create the space to help us through this. And as many mothers will vouch for that, and those of us who aren't mothers, they'll remember it from their own mothers, hopefully, that what is the greatest healer when you're frightened? Whether it be fearful of the dentist or fearful of the dark, it's love. It's love. I really do feel that love isn't an emotion. I feel it's a powerful energy force. It's a powerful resonance. I feel it down at the ocean. I feel it outside in my garden. I feel it in the flames of the fire. It's a resonance. And if we can kindle love within a session, and please don't misunderstand it, I'm not talking about emotive or stroking or making, sort of enhancing somebody's egoic personality, not at all, but the love of, hey, I am holding you in full acceptance. However you show up, however I show up, is perfectly okay. The essence is, let's go through this together, hand in hand, energetically, and come through into your bliss. And how do you put that into a sort of an academic format of counselling or relationship therapy? It's very, very difficult. I find it very, very difficult to do that. And I never, ever know how a session is going to unfold. Even though I might get busy and think, oh yeah, I'll do this, I'll do that, and I have bits of paper out to give them this. 9 times out of 10 I don't touch them. And sometimes I do, and that's okay too. It's always listening. So overall, my bliss and joy is when we open to a much deeper level of working, and it becomes the soul song, the soul dance. And that's my gift as well as their gift. Really.
Okay, thanks, Ruth.
Okay.
So would you like to give your website and email details?
Website
so that people
is
can contact you?
livinglifealive.com. And email is rainbowspace@tiscali.co.uk.
Okay, thanks very much for joining
Bless
us.
you. Thank you. It's the first time I've done anything like this.
Great, thanks for sharing. And thank you very much for watching. This is Jessie Maguire and Ruth Allen. Thank you very much. Bye.